Hello everyone, I'm Wojtek. I have created a twister-like ice cream and I will show you how to generate liquids moving along a path, setting up the emitters, liquefy the particles, and how to use forces and conditions. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell to get more Cinema 4D and Redshift tips. Thanks for watching. Let's start again with an empty project. So at first we create a cylinder and change the size, the height to 300 centimeters and the rotation segments to 32. Then we can also create a cap with a fillet of, let's say, a radius of 5 centimeters, maybe more, let's say 10. And then we rotate the cylinder. So now we create a helix and then we reverse it and change the radius to 50 and the end radius also to 50 and go with the end angle to 1440, the height to, let's say, 350, 50%, and I don't think we need so many subdivisions, let's say 50. And then we position this, let's say 130 centimeters. So in the next step, we create an emitter, basic emitter. We could also create, no, sorry, no, not a spline emitter. This is not right. So let me set the view of the icons to large. And then, wait, I turn this off. Now he starts. Okay, he's emitting. And before we create a liquefier, I would go to the scene settings, to simulation, liquids, and set the default radius to 1 centimeter. Okay, so we can play that and set the shape to a circle, let's say 30 by 30 centimeters, and a rate of, at first, let's say 1000. Okay, so he's emitting into the wrong direction, and we change the axis direction to minus z. Okay, that's better. So now we take a tag, animation tag, and align it to a spline. And the spline path is the helix. Put it inside the spline path and press play. Oh, wait a second. Let's say 180 frames and tangential and position 0 and at the end 100%. So let's blend the cylinder in. See what happens again. Let's raise up the rate to 15,000 and change the properties to 0 and Next, we go to the scene settings. Set the gravity. Oh, wait a second. Let us maybe we could liquefy the particle group. Press play. Yeah. Particles are falling down. And we could change that. The speed is on 0, but the gravity. Let's go to the scene settings. Go to simulation, scene, and set the gravity to 0. Okay. And we see a few particles when I start are separated. This can be changed if we go to the liquefy settings of the modifier and set the easy in to let it be 15 frames. That's better. You don't have these single particles flying around. And then we could let us create a collider in the simulation text. I don't think we have to change anything, but we need this collider to use another modifier. This is the surface attract. So the geometry we need is the cylinder. And let's see what happens. Pressing and play. Okay, not that what we want. We should set the mode to land. Okay, you see. It's sticky. So let's say we push up the damping. And the text strength to maybe 150. Okay. That looks nice. So we should, as you can see, we could change the liquefy settings, the viscosity, and the surface tension to 0.5 and 0.8. Let's see what happens. Has to be more like the typical honey you've often seen. Okay. Let's see what about the stickiness. Put it to 1. Collision. Okay. Okay. Um, then wait. Liquefy particle group. No. Basic emitter. Properties 0. Axis. Surface attract. Land. Let's say raise up the radius 35 because the emitter has a circle of 30. Let's see what happens now. Okay. And wait, let's go back to the scene settings. This is set to 0. The liquids are the iterations and the tension. Raise up this points to see how it interacts now. Still not perfect, but wait. This looks nicer. Okay, they're still flying a few away, but as you can see, this looks better. Okay, maybe at the end not so good, but we will see how to solve this last point. Okay, to make it more interesting, I would create now wait a second, some forces. Let's create a wind force and set it to force. Okay, the wind goes in the wrong direction, so we have to rotate it to the minus 180 degrees. Yes. And let us create also a turbulence and raise up to maybe 50, 60. Okay. All right, but the end is also too long. And what we can do is, at first, we don't want that these forces affect this part of the cylinder. We only want the other ones, yes, outside of the cylinder. So we could also use a field. Let us create an empty object and call it forces. Put the turbulence and the wind inside of that and create a linear field. Let's say into minus z direction and make it smaller, about 30. Put it there and then put the linear field into the turbulence object and the wind object. Let's see what happens. Yes. And then at this part, we need a kind of a cutoff. So we need a condition, a time condition. And the emitter moves until I think 45, 50 frames. He has to be cut off. So we say between an outside range of 0 to 45. And then we need another condition. This is a field condition. Put it inside the time condition and create another linear field, minus z, and let's say 50 centimeters. Move it there and let's see what happens. He has to be cut off, but why isn't he? Ah, what I have forgotten is he has to be killed. Modifier and let's see the kill under linear field and let's say 50% and see what happens. Yes, that's nicer. Okay. Okay, now we don't want to see always these wind rotating, so we deactivate the view. But this is not bad, I think so. Yeah. Let's see what happens here at the end. Still not so nice. After looking around what's going wrong, I have realized that if you go to the basic emitter, to the tag, and open up the timeline, you will see that there is a spline for the track position. And if you set this type from spline to linear, it should go better. This is the first time I use the new version 26, and I have to forgotten to change this setting in the default default document. Okay. Now you see, upsala, that's better, but also you have to change the liquify. So if we go back to number 40, frame 45, you should change the viscosity to 2 and the surface tension to 1. And then let's blend this again out. And then it should go better. Yes, particles get blended out. And now okay, I couldn't see that because my computer is not the fastest. And let's say stop. Okay, that's all right. That's better. Really better. And so let's go to the next step. We should first we change this to simple and let's cache the scene or cache the object first. Okay, now okay. We will see how to optimize that. I think okay, I have also changed the friction and the stickiness, but I'm not sure if this is really the best setting. Let's say this is basic emitter 1, particle group 1, and have I forgotten anything? Let's blend this out and clear the object cache. Okay, let's say this is emitter number 1. 1, not version, emitter 1, and put it inside of that and duplicate that as emitter number 2, particle number 2. Oh, wait, I've forgotten. That's not right. So this is right. Okay, so number 2, and number 2. And then we should create also a second helix. Put it inside the emitter and call it also number 2, and then we put here inside number 2. And then we can rotate the emitter at 180 degrees. Let's play that. Okay, it's moving around. Okay, then we can also change the color. Go to the basic emitter, the properties tab, and let's say this is the yellow one, and this is the bluish one. Okay, finalized. Zack, 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 zack. And 210 frames. And in the next step, we will try to create again a liquid mesh. Okay. Then we can influence the scale. And let's say smoothing, maybe also to 5 and 100%. So the end is also okay. It's not the best of the world, but it's nice. So let's play again. Okay. So, next step, I would just take the cylinder and convert it to a polygon object. Let's see the ground shading lines, and wait a second. No, I just need the cylinder and this way. Okay, delete that point and delete that point and just close the hole. Oh, wait a second. With the grid. Okay. And here also. So then we select just these ones and pull this out. Then we select again this ones and make it, oops, not in the Z direction, make this a bit smaller, like this. And then we just select, wait a second, this way. So, last but not least, no, not last but not least, I have selected the polygons here, And then we choose the equal spacing and optimize that a bit. Okay, that looks better. And then let's see what is missing. Start play. Okay. What we need is what happens? What happened? I mean, um, 0, 0, 0. Whoops. Yes, we have to. I save. We call it here Twister Eyes. Twister Eyes. And then we create um, the liquid mesh. And we say number 1 and place the first mesh. No, place the first particle group here inside. We have 5 and so 5 and 100. And then we make a second mesh called number 2 and include here the particle group 2. So next step before we're gonna render out something, we need also the render tag for the particle groups. And here also, and let's see the result. That looks fine. So I have created these two meshes because if you like to use different colors, like let's say create a material, open PBR, and let's say this is blue and this is yellow. You can place these colors on, let's see which is one color, blue, and blue one to the liquid mesh, and this one to the other liquid mesh, but also don't forget to export the geometry. And so the particles need a redshift object to avoid to see the bubbles or the particles inside the meshes. So if you want to see how to create transparent transparent materials, just watch my previous video called Liquid with Bubbles. Okay, thank you for watching and see you the next time.